want to play a long show, like the world's longest.
We want to play the world's longest concert, continuous playing without a break.
We're gonna
get porta potties on stage.
Beds.
No beds.
No beds. We can't.
I thought
sleep.
you had something. Oh, I thought
no,
you.
we
if you want to sleep,
you just
you
lie
gotta,
on the stage.
No beds.
Well,
yeah, lie on stage.
So take us through that for a second.
The long gig? Well, we want to see what happens. We have times. The lights go down.
The bands
We
come
start
on stage
playing.
and we don't leave for
3 days. That's the goal. Non-stop.
the long gig.
No stopping.
Set
Originally,
set
the
breaks?
original idea was
No set
No
breaks.
set breaks even.
Just going.
the original idea was
But we
not,
tell
was
people
not,
beforehand. They've got sleeping
not
bags
to tell
and everything.
people.
Well, that was the original.
The original idea was
we
just
wanted to see because they all, no matter how long we play. I'm sorry. No matter how long we play, there's always people at the end who wished we had played longer, right? So, so we started thinking, how long would they stay? You know, I mean, if we just kept playing and kept playing, what would happen? Would they? Obviously, most people would eventually have to leave, but would you be left with a core of like 100 people who were willing to stay a week? You know, how long would they stay? Could we outlast them? And what would happen from like the sleep deprivation and everything? I mean, what kind of music would you be playing after 60 or 70 hours?
I think even
Music
after,
that no
even
one's
after
ever-
like
I don't-
12 hours, I think it would cross into that.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
Yeah.
I want to know what would happen
Right.
after it crosses
Right,
into
right,
that.
right.
And then
How many
crosses back into
layers
that.
are in there?
Horrible. And then back again, and then back again, like 8 or 10 times. Then what would happen? Would we just? What kind of music would we be playing? What would be sounding good to us? And what would it sound like to somebody who just walked in after 60 hours? When we thought,
if we
wow,
discovered
this
that-
is really incredible.
It was so much.
Somebody just
What
wanted
we
to go,
discovered that it was
"What
so
is
much
this
better after
crap?"
12 or 14 hours.
that we had.
Every time we played, we had to play for 12 or 14 hours.
Like you guys would go out without even there for 12 hours beforehand, and then we'd let them in.
Then we played Letterman.
Yeah, we play the first 12 hours of the gig with no audience, and then start letting people
Plus, we could have guest musicians sit in,
Oh yeah, people can come in and sort of.
and you could pick your people by how deep into it you are.
People from the audience could come up
Yeah,
and play
the
guitar.
last person,
Marshall
Allen. After 3 days.
Just don't let him hang out in the dressing room before that.
All right, yeah. Oh man, I can't wait.
I think if we were going to really do it seriously, though, we might want to try and talk the staff into sticking out the whole time as well. Just see what happens to them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we weren't even going to tell originally
A group deprivation
we
experience.
weren't going to tell some of the staff, the people to go meet.
Almost nobody would go to. The staff would sleep at some point. Too. At some point.
But the new idea is to tell people, and so they can be prepared.
I have footage from the first.
And what,
The first long gig
and then
we
there's the rule: you can't make a phone call from inside the venue.
Yeah, no phone
If
calls.
you wanna
And
leave,
if
you can leave, but you can't come
back
back.
in.
And when you're in there, you can't.
And that was going to go along with
the.
the idea of not telling people ahead of time that this was going to happen.
We were gonna
So
be
they couldn't
lowering-
call home to tell them to say, "Oh, I can't make it to work."
But then we thought that was
you
like.
could
Oh no! We were going to allow them to make phone calls, but only they were
We're
only
gonna
allowed to
monitor
say
them.
one of two things. One is I'm not going to be there and hang up, and the other is I think that was it.
I've been
I'm not going to
detained.
be there.
I think that was the only thing you could say. Either that or you had to leave.
Oh yeah, I had
I'm
to leave. I'm going to be late, really late.
Days late. I'm gonna be days
man.
late.
Okay.
I'm
I
okay.
just had this image of like camera crews gathering outside the venue, gradually over the days
Yeah.
of like
What the hell is going on in there?
staking it out.
But now, if we tell people ahead of time,
Totally
we'll
would.
probably get a higher number of people that would stick it out for a while, and they wouldn't get in trouble and all sorts of stuff.
Oh hi.
Asian spice ginger brew.
A higher.
So
chance
when?
of-
That would be probably after this tour and before the next tour.
I don't know.
The LG.
Soon.
We're gonna talk about it.
It's tough to do it in the middle of a tour because it's going to be pretty debilitating.
Because the crew's got to basically, well, they don't have to be up the whole time, but you got to
We've
be up a
got
lot
to
of time.
time.
Sound,
never stayed up
Somebody
for-
mixing sound.
I don't think I've ever been up for.
I'll tell you, man. I stayed up for 3 days at that
It might
party
not
I
be-
had, and
How was it? How were you
Oh,
guys?
so we were thinking about it a day, like
I did
36
take-
3 days?
hours or something a day,
I
which
went
is a
at
straight day and a half.
5 days you stayed up.
Even that,
Think you could do it again?
that would do it. I think.
You could always start with a day
The
and a
most
half.
I-
and
the
then
most
if
I
that
stayed
goes
up
well,
was-
just take it up another notch the
I
next
don't know
time.
if I stayed up as 3. I don't think I've.
3 days. That's a long time.
I would say shoot. For
But I
36
know I
hours
can
if
stay
you
up
wanna
for
keep
3
going.
days.
That's a pretty long time.
That's a long concert.
That's
Starting point.
that's basically
Then if we feel
the
like-
entire
The thing is, though,
amount
at
of
that
time
point, if we feel
between
like, let's
two
jam.
normal gigs.
Let's do it.
we should
Plus through the
stay.
night.
The entire amount of time between 2 normal gigs, yeah.
Plus the night after the second gig. That's a lot.
If you booked 72 solid hours,
Right.
Yes, you book extra, but
Book 72.
You plan
book
it.
72 hours.
That goes long.
Book
But
72
the thing is,
full
you
hours.
have to. For me, I'm gonna need to know. I need to know beforehand from
What it's
you
gonna
guys
be?
that we're gonna go a certain distance.
Right.
Because then you get this kind of lingering feeling like, oh, those guys want to stop, and
We
I-
got-
you know, we
yeah,
gotta
but I
say
would make
we're
a
gonna
formal
go.
commitment.
We gotta make a
Right.
commitment
If you
because
can
then we
make it
just
to
we
there,
know
you're
we're
gonna go.
going.
And if we book 72 hours with room to continue, but we did or whatever the whatever
I'd
the
say we book 72 hours and plan on going for 36 solid. You know. And,
well we
and-
got
and-
first we
and
got to see
36
what the
is long.
record is. First we got to see what the record
we do
is.
have to
But
see
I
that.
know we can do 36.
I bet.
Well, no,
We
can
could,
do
you know,
that.
The thing is,
in the-
there's-
we had this
you
other
read
idea,
about,
is to
you know-
break as
36
many
would be-
other Guinness records during it as possible.
Oh yeah, that's right. yeah.
So not only do we break
The people with the marshmallows are coming close.
not only do we break the record for the most Guinness records broken in one place.
Yeah, that'd be
Like there's that picture of the guy with like 800 cigarettes in his mouth, you know, the guy with one more.
We invite all those people to the concert.
The guy that ate the most baked beans in one
The
sitting.
big twins on the motorcycle.
that would be great. A whole section of just Siamese twins. still-
Bob Beeman.
Bob Beeman trying to
Trying to
re-break his
re-break his 29 and
Those
a half
Siamese
foot.
twins separated in one location.
That is a plan.
We should try and
The most Siamese
all coming
twins
back now.
separated.
We'd gotten pretty
in
deep
one
into this,
sports.
and then all of a sudden we
we
just
should
kinda
try and
forgot-
break
we
one
didn't
in
forget
every
about it, but just-
category.
Yeah.
Like have someone doing a sports
That would be
thing,
great.
like
People would love that. That would give them something else to do than listen to the stupid music that would be going on at that point.
We get tired, like every hour a new record
The
would be
seesaw people, you know, like while we're
Oh, yeah,
playing.
yeah.
that. They go longer than that though.
But that might
That would be so
cool.
You'd have to find endurance things that went like 2 days
That's
Yeah,
and get people to
Yeah.
break that.
you'd have to. Yeah,
The LG. That's going to be a.
The thing is, we also,
different movie in
if we
itself.
do set the record for the longest gig, we do want to set it so. I'd want to establish it so well that it would be tough to break. Like, I want to push ourselves to
the thing
literally
is, there's people
the
that
points
they
of our
have like
physical.
I've read about like that, you know, I think it's like a Central South American tribe or something. They have
yes.
those yearly dance
Yeah.
orgy kind of
I
things, you
figured
know,
there'd be some tribal people.
where they they go for
Yeah, days on end.
Let's
just
get
dancing
them.
and drumming and dancing.
We'll have to check it out. We'll have to
get
see
them,
exactly how it's worded.
Let's get him up here.
Yeah.
Just so you can go longer.
Yeah, you set them up too.
Have that play on the other side of the room, and us
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
other side just showdown.
And Phish, never ahead of the tribal people.
Just to see what it'd be like, though.
Yeah,
What's the longest we've ever actually jammed?
we've had some 8-hour jams. Some
Phish, you were-
ceremony.
You were asleep
I
the
didn't
whole
count,
time
though. I
last
didn't-
time.
yeah, that's
Your
the thing,
face was
I-
on the
it's like
snare
out of
drum. Just
commission.
like the three of us were like.